Shalom, Kal Haloyim, Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rachakwadash, Shan Yikabad, Gadwala Requabs, Aquanium Nawa, Wa Shalayakim Nawa, and that's double honors to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone, Shalom, Wabarakim, Labakarium, Shaliyasharala, and that's peace and blessings to the elect of Israel. What I want to do is showcase this video inside of this article. And this just displays more wickedness, more perverseness, more confusion that's happening in Babylon the Great. And I'm not going to speak much on it. The video is going to do majority of the talking. This is one of those topics where we have to be very careful with our wording. So I want this video to do majority of the speaking. And what I'm going to do is just grab precepts that support what we're going to view. So without further ado, we're going to watch maybe 2.5 to 3 minutes of it. So let's check it out.
So in modern America, if you point out that biological sex is a physical reality, you can be fired from your job. The Washington Post will send a reporter to your house to intimidate you, but it doesn't change anything. Denying reality doesn't change reality. You could say gravity isn't real, but if you jump off the roof of your garage, you're still going to get hurt. And that's true for biological sex. It is, in fact, real, whether the authorities admit it or not. Officials in New Jersey are learning that lesson this week. 2 female inmates at a supposedly all-women's prison in New Jersey have just become pregnant. You wonder how that happened. Well, it turns out those women had sexual encounters with another inmate who was a biological man passing as a woman. Now, some people predicted that this would happen, and they were laughed at, mocked, and attacked as bigots. Kara Dansky is at the very top of that list. She said this years ago on our show. She's the president of the U.S. chapter of the Women's Declaration International, author of the book, The Abolition of Sex, How the Transgender Agenda Harms Women and Girls, and we are happy to have Kara Dansky back. Kara, thanks so much for coming on. I'll never forget the first time, and it had to have been at least 4 years ago, when you said, if we keep going down this path, we're going to have biological men in women's prisons. And you were right.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for having me. You know, though the story that's happening in New Jersey is obviously horrible for so many reasons. We need to not have men being housed in women's prisons. But a couple takeaways from this that I just want to point out are, first of all, the state is not getting away with this by telling its residents that they are housing men in women's prisons. What they are doing, of course, is telling the residents that they are housing so-called transgender women or trans women in women's prisons, suggesting that there is some sort of subcategory of women that is called transgender women or trans women, and it's not true. The fact of this story shoots a hole right through the trope that trans women are women. Our society has been taught that we are supposed to say and think that trans women are women, but obviously that is not true, because the individuals that are the focus of the story impregnated women, and every thinking adult, no matter what the President of the United States has to say on the matter, knows that there is no category of women who can impregnate women. So I really want...
Right. And Edomite or not, she said it perfectly. There's no TRANS women. They're trying to create some kind of subcategory so that they can legitimately say that these men that are passing for WOMEN are being properly put in their respective prisons. But no, you're either a man or you're a woman. That's it, point blank, period. You know, it's very simple, but we're just bringing this out to showcase more of Esau's wickedness, because of course something like this could only happen if the man of sin, the wicked man himself, is ruling, and that is the case. And even this, the title of this article, it says, despite use of term, quote, birthing persons, no data forthcoming on how many TRANS men give birth. Just more confusion, more wickedness happening in Babylon the Great, trying to make these men who are so-called passing as women give birth. These people are out their goddamn mind trying to play God. That's all that's happening right now through their technology, their so-called science. But as you can see, nothing but confusion happening. in Babylon the Great, and the scriptures do call this place the city of confusion. I'll get that now that it's on my mind. This is Isaiah 24. Yeah, why not? We'll start at verse 7. The new wine mourneth, the vine languisheth, all the merry-hearted do sigh. This is happening right now in Babylon. The mirth of tabrets ceaseth, the noise of them that rejoice endeth, the joy of the harp ceaseth. They shall not drink wine with the song. Strong drink shall be bitter to them that drink it, with gas prices rising, inflation happening all around the entire world. You can't buy a house, can't get anything, can't do anything. Now they're talking about the cases of C-19 rising. You have certain states, I believe like New York now, trying to mandate masks again. Yeah, people have had it. Verse 10 says, the city of confusion is broken down. Every house is shut up that no man may come in. And that's Babylon the Great for you, the city of confusion. Everything that the Elohim said that they saw good in Genesis, the first chapter, Esau, Edom says, you know what? We have to do it better. We have to change this. Alter fruits, alter vegetables. Let's make this good in our own fashion, how we see it. And it's nothing but confusion and wickedness. Let's go back a few chapters where we were. Isaiah 19 and verse 14 says, the Lord hath mingled a perverse spirit in the midst thereof. And they have caused Egypt, another code name for, another code name for America. You have many code names. You have Sodom, Gomorrah, you have Egypt, and you have Babylon, you have Nineveh, you have Assyria. So this right here is referring to America. And they have caused Egypt to err in every work thereof, as a drunken man staggereth in his vomit. You have a man in an all-females prison. That's what that was. That's it. But he's passing for something else. No, that's a man. He got 2 females pregnant. That's perverse. Now, when you look up this word perverse, then it just gives you the same exact word. So what I did was typed it up in online etymology dictionary. And of course, as an adjective, the very first synonym that we see is wicked. Perverse, wicked. Something like this can only happen under the wicked, which is Esau, Edom. It says unnatural, degenerate, perverse, contrary, turned away. These are all great. And I like this. Turned away from what is right. Or you can even say turned away from what is good. The Most High made, or the Elohim rather, made male and female. That's it. It says wrong, malicious, spiteful, to corrupt. And that's what Esau, Edom is doing. He's corrupting the Most High's creation. And this is the man that's ruling right now. The earth has been given into his hands temporarily, but Yahushua is going to return soon and give it back to his rightful owners. This is Job 9, verse 24. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covereth the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he? Now, it's crazy because the same people that are voting and that are all for these so-called Trans rights are the same people that when something like this happens, they want to get angry about it and protest. Like a good example, you have these Trans men that are hopping into these women's sporting events like bodybuilding and stuff like that. And what else? Bicycling, I know of. And then when the man wins, these same women that are all for these rights, now they want to get upset. Now they want to get angry. When a Trans man impregnates 2 women in jail, okay, now you see the problem. Now all of a sudden we got it corrected. Now it's a big issue. No. If you don't do anything like this, if you leave people be, how the Elohim created these things to be, everything would be okay. I remember reading an article saying how a grape, one grape, today in 2022 has, it said something like 70 or 80% less nutrients in it today than it had maybe 40 or 50 years ago. And now it's hard to find regular grapes, is what I'll call them, an actual grape. Because an actual grape is a grape with a seeds in it. Not this GMO crap that's being produced now. My girl, every time we go to the store, she's buying these goddamn grapes with cotton candy flavor. Of course, no seeds. No seeds, cotton candy flavor. Talking about try it. No, you try it. Get out of my face. Smacked it on the floor. Come on, man. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. Let's see. Let's grab one more because I was talking a lot. Let's grab one more. All right, this is the first one that came to mind. 2 Peter 3. Start at verse 10. But the day of the Lord will come as a thief in the night, in which the heavens shall pass away with a great noise, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat. The earth also and the works that are therein shall be burned up, because of the wickedness, perverseness that's happening in Babylon the Great. It's going to be destroyed by nuclear fire. Seeing then that all these things shall be dissolved, what manner of persons ought ye to be in all holy conversation and godliness? So we need to be conducting ourselves in a behavior that's holy and separate from this world. Excuse me. It says, looking for and hasting unto the coming of the day of the Most High, wherein the heavens being on fire shall be dissolved, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat. Let me highlight verse 13, because that's the main point I was thinking of. Nevertheless, we, according to his promise, look for new heavens and a new earth wherein dwelleth righteousness. And when I read articles like this and watch videos like this is the number one precept that comes in my mind. Should have even started out with it, but we're looking forward to a new heavens and a new earth where Yahushua is going to be ruling. Then you got King David under him. You got the 12 under him. And then the 144,000 ruling, governing. The laws are going to go forth out of Zion, out of Jerusalem. This is what we're looking forward to. Righteousness finally being on earth. Yes, on earth. As the Lord's Prayer says, on earth as it is in heaven. That's what we're looking forward to. We're not trying to stay in a place where you have such confusion and perverseness happening. It's nothing but vexing to our souls. Every single day, seeing these things, reading these things. Oh my gosh, especially being out here in D.C., you see this crap literally every single Saturday that we go out there to push camp. We see it every single Saturday without fail. We know exactly what we're going to see when we go out there. Men dressing like women and vice versa. Big, strong women too. Seriously. But that's it. Just wanted to bring this out. Man, hopefully this stays up. We'll see through the Spirit. I pray that it was edifying to the elect. Call Aloyim. Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Achakudash, double honors to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Peace and blessings to the elect. Shalom.